Back on Inside Tennessee, my colleague John North with a question to District 1 candidates.
Right before we went to break, as I asked you all, I'm just curious, one of you four will be on the school board. You will represent District 1. What do you think of John Reiswick, who will be the superintendent? Are you for him, against him? Do you think you can work with him? Would you rather have had somebody else? And let me start with Reverend Butler.
I know John Reiswick, Dr. Reiswick. I've worked with him in different capacities. I think that by him being selected, there are some advantages of him knowing the system. There are some advantages of him knowing people in the system. He doesn't have to have a learning curve in that area. He worked and was responsible for curriculum, and he's worked with several different Knox County superintendents. So have advantages of being raised in the system. Disadvantage is that will he be looking at the changes that need to be made, or will he want business as usual? Will he be willing to change the positions that need to be changed and reinforce areas and also get rid of areas? So that would be something that would be I would look at it. That may be a challenge for him. Will I work with him? I'll work with whoever the board has selected. The board is in place right now. Is the one who's hired the superintendent. So if I'm a board member, my job will be to help support the superintendent in doing his job and holding the superintendent accountable for doing his job, and his being John Reiswick at this point.
Ms. Holloway, what do you think? Is he somebody that can make a difference? Can you work with him?
I can definitely work with him. The board has voted him in. So if, I'm blessed enough to be voted as the school board rep, I'm willing to go in and get to know him and make things as best as possible for District 1 and the school system as a whole. I don't know much about him. I only know the things that I've read. I am a little concerned about his previous job performance when he was at Emerald. But I am keeping an open mind and will help people do the same if we do end up working together.
Thank you, ma'am. And Mr. Frazier, what about yourself?
Well, I am in support of the new superintendent coming into office in that position. I talked to Ms. Satterfield. She asked me what I thought, and I said, I think first of all, he's an excellent candidate based on his experience. I've worked with the last couple of superintendents real closely. One thing that I know is you have to know where the schools are. You have to and should know who the administrators are, and then where the offices are in terms of each office throughout this district. So it takes a while. Someone coming in who maybe 6 months, 7 months to do that. I think that what we have to do is collectively attack our failing situations and our failing schools and see what changes we need to make. And it needs to be a very supportive team of the school board upcoming and our new incoming superintendent.
All right, Mr. Jackson, your follow-up question to John's question, your answer to the superintendent and whether you support that hire.
Well, I did not like the fact that how the superintendent race went. You don't pay somebody a whole lot of money and then end up just picking somebody that's assistant superintendent. You don't do a national search and do that. I think that for me, there was some situation that shouldn't have came down. But since it has happened like that, I will work closely with the new superintendent to get the job done and do the best I can.
Let me ask all of you this question. We only have a couple minutes left, and again, Ms. Holloway, we'll start with you. But what more should we be paying teachers? I assume all of you talked about the need to keep teachers and also incentivize teachers of color. Ms. Holloway, what salary should be the starting salary for a teacher in Knox County, in your opinion?
I think somewhere in the $40,000 range for a teacher with a bachelor's, which I believe is sort of where that standard already is. I'd like to speak with more teachers. Their range of salary is so wide. But I'd also like to see an increase in pay for our support staff, janitors, cafeteria workers and teachers' aides. I think they do so much, and I think they're underappreciated and underpaid.
Reverend Butler, you talked about support workers as well, but first let's talk about teachers, their pay and where it should be.
I think the pay should be competitive, and I think that the market bears that, those teachers around us. I think when we pick a target amount, it doesn't do teachers justice. We got to make sure that we have a living wage for everyone who works for the Knox County school system. So I'm not going to say what the range, what the amount should be, but it should be a competitive amount, and it should be something that that teachers are part of that discussion. The Knox County Education
Quickly to you,
Association.
Mr. Frazier.
My grandfather was a school teacher. I was a substitute teacher. My sister is a school teacher. I think teachers should be around $40,000 a year starting out. I don't think they make enough money in our system.
All right, Mr. Jackson, we'll give you the final word.
The pay right now is from $39,000 to $60,000. Right now, if you can pay a superintendent $250,000 to do a job that most people around him are doing for him, I believe we need to look back at the pay range and make some changes immediately, not with just teachers, support staffs also.
We appreciate the time from all of you, and thank you for running for District 1. We'll see you on the ballot this May, and have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thank you.
You too.